Hello, everybody. Time for another Haves and the Have-Nots review. I didn't take my notes on this one. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of how I do my reviews. So, I'm gonna try to cover. No, I'll change that. I will cover everything that happened in the episode. So, because I don't want to miss talking about any of this action. So we start out with Madison and Jeffrey and Justin. So Madison's like saying and he's like, so he just pushes Jeffrey to the floor, and Jeffrey's like, "What are you doing?" And Madison's like, look, there's a laser sight. Look, and Jeffrey finally sees it shining through into the house, and so he gets up and goes to the window, and Madison's like telling him, "No, you should get down. You need to get down, hit the floor." And he looks up, "Oh, it's just Justin." And I'm like, "It's just Justin. Like, that isn't dangerous or threatening." And so he just goes out there to Justin, and it's the same old thing. Jeffrey's telling him to stop. Justin won't stop, and he's like, "I will stop when you come home." And I'm like, he's just really out of it, because he's just almost completely robotic now. He's not even raising his voice. And Jeffrey doesn't take this seriously, because like his father and like Wyatt said, he likes this sort of negative attention. And that's why he's not being firm with Justin. He's not telling him, flat out, stop it. He's not saying, "I'm going to call the police, I'm going to get a restraining order." None of that. So, Jeffrey goes back inside, and Madison's like, okay, he's already told him, "This kid is crazy. You need to get a restraining order. I'm going to go get one in the morning. You should come with me." And Jeffrey's like, "Fine, whatever." And he's still not taking it seriously. And, so in the morning, Madison has a talk with David, and he tells David about what happened, and he tells him about the laser, and David's like, "You mean the laser sight from a gun?" And Madison did not tell the truth on this one. He kind of lied by omission. And when David said that, he was like, and I said, "Madison, you got your own agenda there." So, but David's gonna handle Justin regardless of if it was just a little laser pointer that you play around with. So he gets on the phone, and he's like, "I need Benji, not to deal with Veronica, but because David says, I'm gonna deal with her myself. I want Benji to deal with this guy that's been harassing my son." So David's off the rails now. David's never really been off the rails, but after all these seasons, he's finally gone. So now let's talk about Candace. So Candace goes down there to the Iron Bone, and of course, that's the Malone bar, and one of them's like looking at her like, "What are you doing here?" And so Mitch comes in, and he's like, it's fine. She's here to talk to me. And Candace is like, "So what's the matter with them? They don't like black people." And it's like, she's like, yeah, that's it. And so Candace, of course, she's talking about money again. She's like, "I need a lot of money. And Mitch is like, "I don't have a lot of money." And she's like, "No, I need you to talk to Benny about this money that it is in his account. I think he's on the fence about turning it back over, and I think you can talk him into it." And Mitch is like, and he gives her the 411. He's like, "It wasn't my family that set Benny up to get stabbed. It wasn't them. It was Jim Cryer." And Candace is like, "No, Jim Cryer's not dangerous. He's not dangerous." And she knows he's dangerous because he sent the Malones after her to give her a warning. So similar to what Benny got. But she knows he's dangerous, but I don't know why she's acting like he's not. And so she thinks she can handle him. And Mitch asks her if she wants a drink, and she's like, "No, I don't want. Do you think I want a drink from somebody who looks at me like that?" Because there was this bearded guy just glaring at her. And so she goes on and leaves. And so the Malone cousin I think he's Mitch's cousin because they don't act like brothers. Mitch doesn't act like he's like doesn't. They don't act like brothers. They act like more like cousins. And he's like, what? He's like wondering why there was a black person in the bar. And Mitch says, well, that was Candace Young. Grandma Rose said it was okay. And the cousin, he's like, that's Candace Young. She's hot. I want to tap that. And I said, so now you're now you're not racist about that. You know, that's a whole other topic that people are not, you know, bring the racism bar down when it comes to that. So, it's just like, please, you know what a woman like that will do to you? She will wear you out. Have you ever been with a black woman before? You need to get your practice. The cousin's like, I'm the stallion, And Mitch tells him, please, you're 5'6". How can you be the stallion? And, and Mitch is talking about Candace would wear his cousin out. And I was like, so Mitch, did she wear you out at some point? Because we know that he seems to like her a little bit, and we know that Candace is, has been around a lot. So they probably have done something at one point or another. So, so that was that. So, where do I want to go from here? So let's just get all the stuff with Sarah and Wyatt out the way, because they were the two most pathetic players in this episode. The MPPs, most pathetic players. So they're at her place, and Wyatt's looking for money. She's not giving him any. You said you were gonna give me money. You said you were gonna give me money. And she's like, and she's not giving him anything. And he says, I need a fix. And she says, I have pills. I have pain pills. So she gives him the pain pills, and he's like, and she, don't take them all. And she's like clueless. I'm like, okay, you're baffled why he's doing this. And I'm like, he's an addict. That's what addicts do. They'll take pills like they're Tic Tacs. And it's like, now give me something to drink. And she's like, you can't drink with those. And I'm like, once again, this is an addict. That's what they do. They don't think rationally when they're doing pills and drugs and alcohol. And he's like, I know my tolerance. I know. And so, so he goes onto the bathroom, and then George and a couple of cops show up. And so George wants to know if she has the bullets. And she said, no, I have Wyatt. You can make him testify. You can do. And he says, well, I can't take him. The Malones will not testify. They want him dead. So Wyatt comes out of the bathroom, and then he's coming out of the bathroom. Then she goes and says, well, he has drugs in his pocket. I don't have any drugs. And so he checks his pocket. Packet of cocaine in there, and he's like, he's not even mad that she put it in there. He's like, you this was in my pocket all this time, and you didn't tell me I could have been getting high. So he's getting ready to do the cocaine, and George has the cops arrest him and take him away and take those drugs away from him. And so Sarah's like, okay, just give me one more day. I can do it. Please. And then she starts rolling up on George. Please, I'll do anything. I'm walking. What are you doing? And he gives her one more day. And Sarah's in just a mess as it is, because then later Jim comes over there and he's telling her about, why you took him, and he's like angry, and he's being real abusive. I don't like how Jim treats Sarah. He had his arm up against her throat. He had her backed up against the wall. I did not like that. That's just disgusting. And he's telling her, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. And I'm like, Sarah, you dug this hole for yourself. You could have told him no about the bullets in the first place. You could have just said, okay, yeah, I did some things in my past before. If you want to tell everybody, go ahead and do it, but I'm not going to commit a crime for you. But Sarah decided to be stupid and steal the bullets. And that's where she is now. Sarah is going down. Speaking of going down, let's talk about Landon. So, what's his name? Charles is getting a briefing over all of his schedule, and it comes up to, well, what about the first lady? The new first lady usually meets with the outgoing first lady, and he's like, well, for that would happen, I'd have to dig up my wife out the grave. Don't ask me about nothing like that. Don't. And he's just really irritated and irate. And so the staff leaves, and Landon's trying to get out of there real quick, like shuffle. And I'm like, and he's like, nah. And Charles is like, not you. So Landon stays, and Charles is like, about last night. Belt knocks Landon to the floor. Landon doesn't know what to say, and Charles is like, if you ever try something like that again, I'll not only fire you, I will F you up. And then he reaches out his hand to help Landon up, and he helps Landon up. He's like, olive branch, and then he sends him on the way, and it's like, let's not talk about it again. And he sends him on his way, which he says don't talk about it again, but in the preview we see him, Charles, discussing it again. I'm like, where is this going? Where is this going? Where is this going? And then Catherine has a scene with Broderick. She goes over to his place. It's just like, it's barely even a studio. It's just real run down. And Catherine's like, she's being real selective for someone who's like practically blackmailed people into bed, and is, all of that, and is basically, is just getting it any way she can. So she doesn't want to do it there. She doesn't want to drink because he's pouring the drinks into red Solo cups and all that. And then finally she just says, have you ever seen the back of a $300,000 car? So that was her solution. Let's do it in the car. And she wondered why he didn't have any money. She's like, do you have a drug problem? He says, no, I send money back to my family. So, Veronica. So she's got those grits ready. And this is a thick batch of grits. Really thick batch of grits. Really stick to your ribs batch, which in this case, in this case, that's especially true. So she comes up the stairs, and she's getting ready to do it. She takes the cover off of RK, and she says something, and so he has more in it. He sees that part of her and says, you were gonna grip me. That's some old school stuff. And he's standing up there going back and forth with her. So he's just grabbing his pants and his shirt and going, I'd have just grabbed my pants and been out of the door in my underwear. You know what? Don't even play around in that situation, but this is a real fool, RK. He's got some problems of his own, and then he finally goes on. She's like, God, my sheets smell like breast milk. I need a man. Now you can't do nothing for me. And I'm like, well, obviously he did something for you, so because you did have him in your bed and all of that. And that's right, she knew that he stole her jewelry. He's lying about it. She's saying, I want my stuff back. So the next morning, she's all ready for the day, and the doorbell's ringing. She's yelling for the maid, and the maid comes out. She doesn't answer the door. She comes out with an envelope, and she says, I'm suing you for a hostile work environment. Of course, Veronica brushes off, what hostile work environment? She reads it, and then she rips it up and all that. And the maid's basically threatening her, you know what, I know things about you. And so she might have pushed a little bit too hard about what she knows. If you know something, you don't tell somebody about it. You just have that information documented and ready to go. just in case you need it. But time out on telling the person you're trying to back against the wall about it. So she sends the maid on her way, and the maid's like, she's going out the front door, and Veronica's like, you're not going out the front door. And she's like, the maid's like, yes, I am. She walks out and leaves the door wide open. Veronica's yelling and being ignorant, and then right then the lady from the organization, the foster care organization, comes in with this girl, and Veronica goes, hi. And so this was such a terrible scene. Veronica went full on racist here. So the woman from the organization, she brought this girl here, Karen. And she said, well, you said you wanted to take in one of the girls from the foster program coming out of foster care. And Karen was all, this is such a beautiful home. And Veronica's like, too bad this is the last time you're going to see it. And so they're confused, and Veronica's like, well, you misunderstood me. I wanted a black girl, somebody darker than me, somebody, and all this stuff. I didn't want Becky, and ooh, it was just mean. And the lady from the organization, she's like, this disqualifies you from our organization. And she's all, well, you're disqualified from my check. So, and then and the lady's like, well, we need that money. Our organization needs that money. So I don't know if she's going to bring somebody back in there, which she shouldn't, because that's crazy. She can see Veronica's nuts and out of her mind, and that nobody should be in that environment. And then she tells her, and get Becky with the bad hair out of here. The girl's name was Karen. She's just like, oh, all of them are Becky. And that was a pretty harsh scene. So what else happened? Let me make sure I'm keeping up with everybody. Am I keeping up with everybody? I think I've kept up with everybody. I hope so. If I missed anything, I apologize for that. But one of the pivotal scenes was when Mitch went over to Benny and Hannah's, or to Hannah's house. And so Benny's still in pain, and Hannah's like, I made your favorite foods for breakfast, and he's just being a big old baby. He's complaining about Derek, and I'm like, Benny, leave Hannah alone. You go out and you haul around and do what you want, but you expect Hannah to just not do anything and just be like a maid of sorts for you. And so Benny needs to leave Hannah alone about that, but he's still complaining about that, and she's babying him. And so Mitch comes over, and of course she asks him, is your family still looking for Benny? And he says, no, they took the money. And so he just lets Benny know, that was not my family that came after you. That was Jim Cryer sending you a warning. And Hannah's like, what did you say? Because she hadn't been in the room. And so I guess she walked in just as Mitch said that, and she's like, so Jim's in big trouble. I don't know what Hannah's going to do, so, because Hannah's going to go off. Kaboom. You don't hurt her children and get away with it, because, you know, she was not having it when Catherine hit Candace over the head with a bottle. So even as bad as her relationship is with Candace, she doesn't have nobody, and I mean nobody, hurting her children. So that was the review. If I've left anything out, I apologize. And so as always, like and subscribe and comment if you've got anything to say. And thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time.